discover the hidden gem of South America, Suriname. Nestled away from the crowds, this vibrant nation boasts a rich tapestry of cultures, with East Indians, Afro-Surinamese, Javanese, Maroons, indigenous peoples, Chinese, and Dutch calling it home. In this captivating video, we'll take you on a journey through Suriname's diverse communities, celebrating unique traditions, mouth-watering cuisines, and harmonious coexistence. From colorful festivals to breathtaking landscapes, immerse yourself in the enchanting culture that makes Suriname so special. Suriname is one of those hidden gems in South America that doesn't get nearly as much attention as it deserves. There's a lot about the country that might surprise people. Here are a few lesser-known facts. 1. Diverse population. Suriname is a true melting pot. It's one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, with significant populations of East Indians, Afro-Surinamese, Javanese, Maroons, indigenous peoples, Chinese, and Dutch. This diversity is reflected in everything from language to cuisine, religion, and festivals. 2. Dutch is the official language. While Suriname is located in South America, the official language is Dutch. This dates back to its colonial period when it was part of the Netherlands. Interestingly, it's the only South American country where Dutch is spoken as the primary language. 3. Unique geography and rainforests. Suriname's interior is mostly dense tropical rainforest. Over 90% of the country is covered by forest, making it one of the most forested countries in the world. Suriname is also home to some of the most pristine rainforests, which are teeming with unique flora and fauna. It's a nature lover's paradise, but also not very developed in terms of infrastructure outside the capital, Paramaribo. 4. World's largest Guiana Shield. Suriname is part of the Guiana Shield, one of the oldest and most biodiverse regions on Earth. It contains some of the planet's oldest geological formations, with rocks dating back over 2 billion years. This area is rich in natural resources, including gold, bauxite, and oil. 5. Ecotourism and hidden waterfalls. Suriname has some of the most stunning waterfalls in South America, many of which are tucked away in the vast rainforests. One of the most famous is the Brownsburg Nature Park, where you can hike through untouched jungle and spot wildlife like jaguars, monkeys, and birds. However, because Suriname is not heavily marketed as a tourist destination, many of these spots are relatively unknown. 6. Suriname's cultural heritage. The country celebrates a mix of holidays due to its diversity. For example, Diwali, Kati, Carnival, and Christmas are all widely celebrated. Suriname is also known for its vibrant musical culture, especially Cusco music, which blends African, Caribbean, and South American influences. 7. Maroon communities. The Maroon communities in Suriname have a fascinating history. These are descendants of enslaved Africans who escaped and established their own societies in the interior. These communities still exist in remote parts of the country and maintain their unique traditions, languages, and lifestyles. 8. Suriname's political history. Suriname was a Dutch colony until it gained independence in 1975. The transition was relatively peaceful, but the post-independence years were marked by political instability, including a military dictatorship in the 1980s. Despite this, Suriname is now a democracy with a multi-party system. 9. Small but mighty economy. Suriname's economy is largely driven by natural resources, especially bauxite, gold, and oil. It's one of the largest producers of bauxite in the world. But the economy is also highly dependent on exports, so it can be vulnerable to fluctuations in global commodity prices. 10. Paramaribo's historic city center. The capital city, Paramaribo, has a rich colonial history and its city center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You'll find an interesting mix of Dutch colonial buildings, wooden houses, and places of worship from various religions.
11. A hub for ecotourism. Suriname has been gaining popularity as an ecotourism destination. The Central Suriname Nature Reserve is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the largest protected tropical rainforests in the world. Travelers can explore remote areas, go bird watching, hike through pristine jungles, and experience indigenous cultures. 12. Unusual cuisine. Suriname's cuisine is a blend of various cultures, offering an unusual mix of Indo-Surinamese, Indian-inspired, Creole, Javanese, and Chinese influences. Popular dishes include roti, pom, a Javanese dish made from root vegetables, and bami, a noodle dish. Surinamese food is often spicy and uses ingredients like coconut, ginger, and tamarind. 13. Suriname and its eco-innovations. In recent years, Suriname has been working on innovative sustainable development projects. It aims to become a global leader in sustainability by balancing its need for economic development with preserving its rich natural heritage. Suriname is heavily invested in the sustainable use of its vast rainforest resources. Despite being small in size, about 63,000 square miles, Suriname punches above its weight in terms of its natural and cultural assets. It's a country with a fascinating history and incredible natural beauty, but often gets overlooked in favor of its more well-known neighbors like Brazil and French Guiana.
The presence of a large Indian, specifically Indo-Surinamese, population in Suriname has its roots in indentured servitude during the colonial period. Here's the story. Colonial labor needs. After the abolition of slavery in 1863, the Dutch plantation owners in Suriname needed a new source of cheap labor to work on sugar, coffee, and rice plantations. They turned to India for help. Indentured servants. Between 1873 and 1916, about 33,000 Indians, mostly from the northern states of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Gujarat, were brought to Suriname under an indentured labor system. These laborers signed contracts to work for a few years, often in very harsh conditions, in exchange for a small wage, food, and the promise of land at the end of their contract. Cultural impact. Over time, many of these indentured servants stayed in Suriname, established families, and formed a thriving community. Today, their descendants are a significant part of Suriname's population. Many Indo-Surinamese people still maintain strong cultural ties to India, especially in terms of religion, predominantly Hinduism and Islam, and food. Suriname is not the only country with a significant Indian population in South America. Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago also have large Indo-Caribbean communities, for similar reasons, indentured labor. 2. The country's multicultural makeup means that there are many ethnic and religious groups, and it reflects in its political leadership. Here's why a Muslim could become president. Diversity and secularism. Suriname is a highly diverse country, and its politics are not based on religion, but on coalition building among its diverse communities. While Suriname has a mix of religions, including Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and indigenous beliefs, it maintains a secular government where religion and politics are separate. Indo-Surinamese influence. Many Indo-Surinamese people practice Islam, especially those who are descendants of Indian Muslim laborers, who were brought over during colonial times. Islam is one of the major religions in Suriname, and it plays an important role in the Indo-Surinamese community. Suriname's wealth is tied closely to its natural resources. Economic contribution. Gold. Suriname is one of the top 10 gold producers in Latin America, and gold mining is a major part of the economy. Bauxite. Suriname's bauxite industry was once the backbone of its economy, and the country still has significant bauxite resources, although production has declined. Oil exploration and extraction have gained importance, with recent discoveries helping to boost its economy. GDP and wealth indicators. Despite its rich natural resources, Suriname is still considered a developing country. As of recent data, its GDP is around $5 billion, small compared to major economies, and its GDP per capita approximately $8,500. This places it in the middle income category. Economic challenges. Debt. Suriname has struggled with high national debt, inflation, and a shrinking currency, which has led to economic instability at times. The country's economy is also heavily dependent on exports of a few commodities, which makes it vulnerable to price changes on the global market. Poverty and inequality. While Suriname does have significant wealth in certain sectors, there is also widespread poverty, particularly in rural areas. Economic inequality is a significant issue, and there's a gap between the urban center, Paramaribo, and rural regions.
This was our journey to explore Suriname's unique traditions, mouth-watering cuisines, and breathtaking landscapes. From the bustling streets of Paramaribo to the serene rainforests, there's something for everyone. Don't miss this chance to learn about the harmony of cultures that makes Suriname truly special. Hit that play button and let the adventure unfold.